Alright, so begins another day. Whoops, hair got pulled by the branch. Anyway, just quick. Yeah, I'm not going to do another response video to John Paul, Luke Skywalker. You're no Luke Skywalker. Anyway, whatever. No Jedi Knight. Whatever, you're still talking just complete crap. You don't say anything. You just do all this personality crap. Crap. Goodbye. Alright, anyway. So, on to the subject of the day, which is sort of logic. And the truth again, of course. I like that truth stuff. What is the fact of our circumstance here? So anyway, I did see a little bit of the, I don't know, League of Reason. Whatever, their blog TV thing, which I guess I might have to figure out how to call into or do something or whatever. But anyway, I don't know if there's much point. It's just like, oh, let's pose a stupid question, and then all five of us will, give answers. There's no real debate going on, but whatever. We'll see. Maybe it'll change. Anyway, so Thunderfoot used, well, first the subject of logic sort of came up indirectly, and Thunderfoot's description of logic had something to do with utility. Like if, I don't know, somehow like it's logical if it's useful. If a conclusion is if it's a useful conclusion, then somehow it's a logical conclusion. And that sounded a little bit weird. But maybe it's just the way he's describing the process of gleaning truth out of descriptive terms. And I guess that's sort of how I'm looking at it. And then if you look at like a computer program, sort of goes with what he's saying in the sense that optimum code is what you're looking for. So good logic would be optimized. It doesn't have errors, obviously, contradictions, and it gets to the result as directly and cleanly as possible. But yeah, it is kind of a weird, I see it conceptually as very important in my head. The word logic is I even had a website for a while called Logic something. You couldn't get logic.com, but I had some kind of, whoa, Jesus, I fell down, and now my hair is cut permanently. Alright, this is a little embarrassing. I will concede. Alright, moving on, logically. It's rough here. It's wet. It rained last night, so it's really tough, and I gotta cut back this prickery crap that keeps grabbing me. Alright, so anyway, free at last. Okay. So it's always been a word that's meaningful to me. Not always, but, since I heard it, it just sounded like a good word, logic. I like that. Some way, it's just like some kind of guarantee. You do it logically, you will arrive at some sort of correct end. And I like that idea. And I guess to have this, it's just so hard to describe what takes place, because our words, our vocabulary is so unlogical. It has so much ambiguous and nonsense terms in it that you really can't apply them logically. But I was just thinking as it applied to a simple argument. I've made the argument that you can sort of prove the non-existence of all phantasmagorical, special universe going somewhere kind of thing, singularity, deliberately caused life, preconceived value notions, like it's built into the universe or something, like the intelligence, like it is an expression of intelligence, that somehow the existence of life on Earth, the Borg, I like that, Borg life Borg, I have to come up with some way to say how to Borgerize life org, because it really is a Borg. You are assimilated into the consuming and reproducing blob of the biosphere. Anyway, yeah, so, alright, back to logic again. Sorry, I got distracted by all my Borg thoughts. Yeah, so I have this argument that we can deduce logically that there's some knowns about what intelligence would do, and it just seems completely preposterous for an intelligence to play a silly game with sentient life forms. That would be abhorrent. It would be disgusting. It would be stupid. I mean, an intelligence is going to be aware of the value. I guess it's the bottom line. I mean, an intelligence can't exist in a universe where there is no consequential value. I mean, an intelligence would just find it insufferable. There has to be something of meaning. Has to be something the intelligence can be occupied in doing for a purpose. So I think it's safe to say intelligence would have to be aware or conscious of or have knowledge of feelings and the concept of harm, the concept of pain and pleasure, good and bad. It'd have to have a concept of these things. And the first logical conclusion intelligence is going to draw is to maximize the good and minimize the bad. Maximize the pleasure, minimize the pain and suffering. You can't escape that. And it would not create something where that was not managed, where there was no concern over that utility, to use the Thunderfoot word. That would not be useful, to be sloppy, reckless, casual, unconcerned, to be uninvolved in your creation. To make Frankenstein and then just boogie, leave town. That just doesn't make any logical sense that an intelligence would do that. Then part of me just says, well, wait a minute, the logic is, because it's not intuitive to my common sense. But I think the argument can be made, rationally, that, once an intelligence defines the pluses and the minuses, it's going to attempt to contribute to more pluses than minuses, unless it has a self-interest. So then it's a corrupted intelligence, and the quotient, the IQ, will drop with how much the bias corrupts. So anyway, taking this another step sideways, Thunderfoot also mentioned something like, I hope I got this right, scientific naturalism, I think he called it. And he's saying, well, God gave us sandals, and scientific naturalism gave us God didn't even give us sandals. He told us to take them off too. They gave us poetry, laments, very, very good laments. Oh, please, God, don't torture me anymore. I'm sorry. I won't do it again, whatever it is I did. I'll make a time machine, I'll kick Eve's ass with a bitch. Sidetracked again. Yeah, this scientific naturalism has given us, airplanes and motor vehicles and iPods and such. Which is really good, fine, great. I'm all for that science stuff. But putting these two words together, scientific naturalism, that's just naturalism, as opposed to, it's almost like a redundancy. Like there's such a thing as unnatural science. you know, so yeah, it's like just saying science, science, you know, or science, scientism. I mean, what the hell's the point? If so, maybe it's just a verbiage thing, but I have this suspicion that there's more than just the verbiage. Damn little fly crawling on my hand. Yeah, now he's landed on the camera. Fuck you. Fuck you. Go away. Yeah, that this natural thing is somehow a credible something or other. You know, and that somehow, I don't know. Like I say, I just like to see Thunderfoot pushed, and I like to see him explain where he thinks intelligence in the universe